Hi, a wonderful good morning on this lovely Tuesday. I'm really excited that you're tuning in again. My name is Birgit Penzenstadler, and this is what I got for you today. A quote by Yogi Bhayan. Yogi Bhayan came to the US and helped spread yoga there a lot. You might also know the Yogi Tea, the line that he came up with. I enjoy that every once in a while. I don't get paid by them, no. I just like their tea. So the quote that I want to talk about is travel light, live light, spread the light, be the light. And it always had a special meaning to me because when I was 18, I traveled the world with a backpack. I went to Australia for 4 months and then to New Zealand and then to the US. And for this entire half year, I lived out of a backpack. And what I learned in that half year is how little I really need. It's something that has stayed with me since. And so I've never accumulated many material possessions. And I find it very relieving to not own that much, to be honest. I often think about what else I could give away, or I think quite a bit about if I really want to purchase additional things, just because it's easier to not have to look around that much. I mean, honestly, it helps if you move around the world a couple of times. Then you certainly don't want to have too many things. And I know that there are limiting factors for many. So, for example, when you have kids, then of course things tend to accumulate. And as your family grows, or as you stay in a place for a longer time, or depending on which hobbies you have. But what I think is more important about this quote is not the real number of material possessions in any way. It refers even more to our inside life than to our outside life. So, travel light, what does that mean? If we refer to our internal lives, travel light means don't drag your old baggage with you more than necessary. There are things that we need to deal with, yes. But if right now, as an adult, I still drag around some things that happened in my childhood and I'm resentful about them, or I haven't processed them, or I keep locking them away, then maybe it's time to do that so I don't have to carry that luggage anymore, and just find a way of working with that. And some of those issues might be heavy for some people, and then there is a lot of professional help out there that can support one in that. But maybe it's just things that we never really looked into, that we always knew were there and didn't quite want to face. So maybe now it is time, if that is still there. Or maybe all of that is done and gone and great. And then we can just choose to not pick up more luggage along the way. And I remember one of my meditation teachers taught me this beautiful story of two monks that were walking through the forest. And there was this really bad, muddy road crossing. And there was a woman in beautiful clothes, and she was concerned about getting herself all muddy. And so one of the monks carried her across the road to help her out. And as they continued their walk, after quite a while, one monk said to the other one, "So we're not really supposed to touch women. Like, we agreed to that as we joined the monastery. Like, I don't agree with what you did there." And the other monk responded, "Oh, are you still carrying her? I set her down back there." So there is a reflecting and processing of what is going on, and that is important. But then there is also a time to set that down and to move on from there. To say, okay, I've learned this lesson, reflected upon it, I've felt the feelings that came with it. I've let it come through me, and now I'm ready to move on. So maybe that's true for something that happened recently in your life that you're still chewing on, or maybe you're really good at processing and passing through those things and then letting them take their course and moving forward with your life. The second one, live light, the second piece of it. So what does live light mean to you? To me, yes, there is a little piece that refers to material belongings, and there is an even larger piece that refers to what is my inner workings. What is the state of being that I live from? And I prefer to live from a place of lightness. We can always choose what we focus on. It's almost like our attention is our most precious gift. Scratch the almost. So I very much thank you for giving some of your very precious time and attention to me. We choose what we focus on, and what we place our attention on, that grows within ourselves. So what is it that we want to nurture? We can always see problems. There is always something in our life that we could be mulling about. Or we can choose to focus on what brings us joy and what brings us love and what brings us lightness, what brings us contentment. That doesn't mean dismissing the heavy things. That just means dealing with them in their time, and also recognizing that there is a lot of time and space for the other things. And that if we cultivate space for lightness and for joy and for just loving this life, then that's what's going to amplify over time. That comes with the third line of the quote, spread the light. So the more you can live from that place of light, the more you choose to perceive the joy in your own life and to appreciate that and to be in that positive energy, the more other people will notice that. That can happen in us reaching out in random acts of kindness, or in being there for a friend who's going through a rough time, or in just sending a stranger a friendly smile on the street. Like whatever form that takes for you, is there some way how you can spread the light today? Call somebody who you know feels lonely. Get groceries for an elderly neighbor. Find something to giggle at. It sounds so silly. and maybe it is, I don't know. But just by us allowing ourselves to live joy, to experience joy, and always recognizing, yes, there is hardship around, not diminishing that, but being willing to find the joy and find the laughter and find the playfulness can make such a giant shift. And that brings us to the fourth line of the quote, which is be the light. So if we can role model this, if we can live by example and bring more of this light out into the world, people like that. People like what they see, and they will start mirroring that, consciously or unconsciously. I think that is one of the most beautiful gifts we can give to each other. To choose to travel light, to let go of things, to choose to live light, to find that place of light within, and then to spread that light by reaching out to others, by passing on love and passing on kindness. And I heard this beautiful quote yesterday that justice is what love looks like in public. So this also goes out to social causes that we may be involved in. That's also a form of love, to want justice for everybody and equity. So it's not like this path of light is ignoring anything that's really going on. We're trying to embrace it in a very loving way and find the right path forward from there. invite you to be the love this week. Be the light. Be the love. Be all of it. Because you have this immense, infinite capacity for love and joy inside of you. Sometimes it just takes getting out of the way of ourselves. So what brings you joy? What brings you that place of love inside? And can you pass on some kindness and some light to other people this week? Be the light. Namaste. I hope to see you soon. If this has served you, hit the like button, subscribe. Let me know in your comments what you would look for in future videos. I'm always happy to connect. Sending you a lot of love and have a beautiful rest of your day.